Hi guys, I'm Nita and I'm back with another video, and today I wanted to share with you a guide to Robin Hobb's Elderling universe. I've talked about the fact when I finished this series or all of these books, I talked about how I wanted to do a video about how to read them because I'm very passionate about the reading order, because like there are things that happens in the books that definitely means that there's a certain order you should read it, but and there's a certain order that you shouldn't. But let's get over it. First of all, let me introduce you to Robin Hobb's Elderling universe as a whole. The Elderling universe starts out with the Farseer trilogy. The Farseer trilogy is about Fitz. Fitz is this bastard son of the king in waiting chivalry. When the world comes to know about the fact that chivalry has this bastard son, he decides to abdicate the throne, and the next king in waiting is Verity. But when they found out about this, they also know that they have to get Fitz to the Six Duchies, where this whole thing is set. And so when he comes to the Six Duchies, he's come into training to become an assassin. He also gets some skill training. Skill is a magical power that only the royal people have. So when they find out that he has the skill, he has to be able to master it and to protect himself so that he doesn't get manipulated by other people who knows the skill. What is amazing about this series or this world, or Robin Hobb in general, when she writes, is that she introduces you to multiple characters, and she describes them so vividly and so in depth that you have a feeling and a sense of every character that you're introduced to. It doesn't matter what type of character and how minor it is, it will get its mention and it will get its proper introduction and depth. It might not be in the first book that you get to know everything about them, but over the course of the books you will get to know them more and more. And yeah, she's just able to really create some awesome characters, as well as hateful and terrible characters that you will absolutely hate forever. But I like the fact that she's able to make such a big, nuanced amount of characters. Then we have another part of the Elderling universe that follows the Rain Wilds, or in the Bingtown area, which starts out with the Live Ship Traders trilogy. And the Live Ship Traders is basically written in a different way, because all of the trilogies that centers around Fitz, which is the Farseer trilogy, the Tawny Man, and the Fitz and the Fool trilogy, they all follow Fitz's perspective except the last one, and I'll get more into that later. But the Live Ship Traders, as well as the Rainwild Chronicles, has multiple perspectives, so that is written a bit differently than the other ones. And the Live Ship Traders follows this family who has this ship called Bavacia. Bavacia is a live ship, or it becomes a live ship after the third generation dies on this ship, and there's a magical part of it that means that this ship comes to life, which is why it's called a live ship. And Bavacia is a big part of this. The character of Bavacia is a big part of this series as well. And it also follows some other live ships and people on board it. So it is a completely different sort of magic system they use on that one that compared to the Six Duchies with the skill and the wit. But it's still as amazing, if not one of the best trilogies in my opinion in this whole universe. A lot of people I've heard have just started out with like the Rainwild Chronicles, as I'm like, how do you start out with the fourth trilogy in the world? I know that there's some people who would say you can always read this series on its own, but if you want to read everything else, I find it so weird that you'd want to be spoiled about things that happens in the previous trilogy, because not only is it often that characters are mentioned in the other trilogies afterwards, but with the Rainwild specifically, some of the main characters from the Live Ship Traders has like an really big part in the Rainwild Chronicles. It will all spoil the Live Ship Traders for you, so you don't get the same feeling when you read the Life Ship Traders, I guess. And I remember when I went to the Fantasy Festival earlier last year, I was standing at a stand talking about the Robin Hobb universe, the Elderling books, because I was looking for books and he was suggesting a certain author because if I liked Robin Hobb, and I was like, yes, duh, she's like my favorite author of all time. And he mentioned the fact that he read the first trilogy and now he's reading Tawny Man, and I was like, what? I had to like really count in my head to 10 before I said anything, because I was already getting like myself up to actually shouting at him, what the hell are you thinking about? Because like things happen in Tawny Man and people introduced, especially in the second book, that are part of the Life Ship Traders, and it wouldn't be the same to read the Life Ship Traders afterwards, because the character in mention is actually not named the same in the Farseer universe. But I just hate the fact that he went on into the next trilogy without having read the Life Ship Traders, because he just wanted to know what was going to happen to Fitz. And I guess I understand it, but he just missed out on so much by not reading the Life Ship Traders first. So yeah, after the Farseer trilogy, please read the Life Ship Traders before you move on to the Tawny Man, as well as read the Rainwhite Chronicles before reading the Fitz and the Fool trilogy. Because even though you would probably want to find out what happens to Fitz and the Fool, like the last trilogy actually merged the two worlds into one. We see this one in two perspectives, and all of the Fitz and the Fool is with the Rainwhites in this one. So you don't want to not know about these characters and about what happens beforehand, because it will maybe be difficult to keep up with what happened, and also you'll be spoiled about everything. Like, seriously, why would you want to do that? I don't understand it. So if you want to cheat and not read it in the Rainwhite order, the only other way I suggest you read it is to start out with the Life Ship Traders and the Rainwhite Chronicles, and then work on the all of the Fitz afterwards, if you want to do something else. That's the only way you can do it. Or maybe read the Farseer trilogy first, and then read the Life Ship Traders and the Rainwhites, and then read the Tawny Man and the Fitz and the Fool trilogy. If you want to not read it in the Elderling order, that is how I would suggest you read them. So yeah, the Rainwhite is following the dragons in this universe, and how they are trying to make sure that the dragons don't all die out or become extinct. So there's been a lot of things happening to the dragons that means that there are almost no dragons left. So these people are protecting the remaining eggs and breeding them up to help saving the dragons, and that is awesome as well. I can't say much else about the Farseer trilogy or the Farseer. I can't say much else about the Fitz storyline without spoiling everything that happens in the Farseer trilogy. So just know that there are different things that happens in all of them, and there's a reason why you need to read them in the Elderling order. But if you want to be a rebel and not read in the correct order, the only order I suggest is the Rainwhite part, and like the Life Ship Traders, the Rainwhite Chronicles, and then go for the Fitz storyline afterwards. Otherwise, go with the Realm of the Elderling order. And if you are in doubt about what books to read in which order, I'll mention them in the correct order now. Like the Elderling universe goes like this. First you have Assassin's Apprentice, then Royal Assassin and Assassin Quest. Then you go into the Life Ship Traders, where you read Ship of Magic, the Mad Ship, and Ship of Destiny. The third trilogy you need to read is the Tawny Man trilogy, which starts out with Fool's Errand, the Golden Fool, and Fool's Fate. And then we go into the Rainwhite Chronicles, which has the Dragon Keeper, Dragon Haven. The third book is City of Dragons, and the last and final book in that quartet is Blood of Dragons. And finally you have the Fitz and the Fool trilogy, which starts out with Fool's Assassin, then Fool's Quest, and the last one is Assassin's Fate. There's also a couple of short story collections which I guess I haven't personally read them yet, but I would guess that you could read them anytime you want afterwards. But I'm definitely planning on getting to work on getting to them now. When I finish the Elderling universe, I want to read the short story collections, but there are one of the collections that also has tie-ins to the Soldier Son trilogy, so I don't know if I'll wait with that one until I've read the Soldier Son trilogy as well. I hate being spoiled about things, so I'll better be safe than sorry. And short stories, I don't think is as necessary to read them in the correct order as full-on novels. So yeah. Anyway, this was my video about that. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments down below if you've read any of the Hobb's books and what you thought of them. Let me know if you are planning on picking the Hobb books up. Let me know if you've tried reading out of order and why. Let me know if you have. And yeah, this is all I have for today. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video very, very soon. Goodbye!